Blessings, welcome forward. The reasonings right at the trail life. I'm your host, the Great Owl, and brother Ramon Singh. Blessings once again, Brother Ramon, you said, we should talk about, I guess, how to be happy, right? That seems like a good enough thought that people would want to know. How do I become happy? Is it a becoming or is it an allowing? I would say it's an allowing, but I'm sure if it's an allowing, in some degree it might also be a becoming. Depends on if you look at the process versus the overall framework. Because if the process of allowing is to have the framework where becoming is possible, then fine. Allow your heart, your mind, your body to live honestly with the environment. Live honestly with the experience. If you're being as honest as you can be, you're going to realize the faults, the failings, misunderstanding, the misappropriations of attention, energy, value, whatever. You're going to also realize your tendencies to counter-maneuver against your own self, right? Go against your own best interest and well-being for a perceived greater good in terms of group identity. So most people think being happy starts with pleasing someone else, or I guess in pleasing themselves. But very few look at it as just the interaction between the lack and the overflow of affection, both in the self and in the collective. Happiness is a willingness to go face first into the wall without knowing. And after recognizing that you're bleeding, knowing that that's what hurt and pain is, recognizing that's what distraction leads to, learning that's what wrong perceptions of what makes someone happy is about. You keep thinking it's a form, you keep thinking it's an experience. Why not allow happiness to be itself? A state that creates all other states. If you want happy end results, why not have happy beginnings? Start with happy beginnings. Start with the happy archetype in Yeshua Mashiach, in God Almighty. Start with that. Start with the source of your being, which is absolutely beyond you, and your melancholy moods, lack of anything, don't affect them. But their constancy of presence of absoluteness affects you. Go to where conversations, reasonings, experiences can take you back to a place where you don't have to judge your outer appearance or your inner depth to have value. So if you can be able to function in a state of mind where you can see yourself in the actual, then happiness, hallelujah, is, Brother Ramon, your view and views and the experience of happiness.
Yeah, man. I guess if you're not deal with Christ, you're not experience true happiness, in my opinion, Because before I know about Christ, what made me happy is different from when I know Christ now.
That's a big one.
Yeah, man. So, things will happen, in your life.
Absolutely.
You might happy today and tomorrow something happen so bad, take away your happiness.
Oh.
And you're just vexed and fixated on this problem now, Happiness not even in your mind anymore. And just vexation and, you see me? This thing, this problem. So how we are going to be happy when this big problem comes? That's why if you don't have Christ, you see me?
A constant source of that inspiration, of that love,
yeah,
of that happiness. To
of
be able
the
to
peace for know say most I allow this to happen. Him know what him a plan. And me know to learn from this experience and grow.
Absolutely.
You see me have positive outlooks on the negative experience. You see me? The experience well negative,
But you can change your perception of it.
Yeah. Because look, when my car broke down. But right now, it fix up so much. I be brand new parts in it now. It better than before by far.
True, true. Yeah.
You know?
True.
So if me the vex and I say the car broke down, man, vex and better me sell it, you know? No.
You'll rob yourself some of the happiness now you have. You just see it a function because of the responsibility of taking care of it.
Yeah. Because the whole time I say, it not fix it. A machine can fix.
Yes.
Not gonna fix it.
Well,
You see me?
taking the machine metaphor, the human being can fix too.
True.
In the sense that, say for instance, they've been having a lot of unhappy thoughts, brother. Sometimes it's connected to a psychology. And the psychology is, you know, something about merit, value, worth, significance, importance, position, place, destiny, calling, and placement. And so all of these things affect the human and different humans in different magnitudes. And so people who are attached to an outcome for the sake of a feeling of worth and value will always be searching for an outcome. They're like, okay, so my friend said this, you know, the guys over here said this, the girls over here said this, and this is what I've been told is necessary to get me to here. So you go and you apply these theorems and fine. So you get into a group or a group or a crew or, you know, some form of a fraternity, and you got all these little, you know, things you gotta do to be accepted. You got your little rights and your little, you know, secretive stuff, and you feel all special, and you say, I'm on the path to success. And then you say, well, after success, what comes happiness? Well, after success came doubt. And you're wondering, so where the hell is happiness? Where the heck is happiness? Right? Notice I just said hell there. That's some wordplay that should clear on us. Okay, so where the heck is happiness? Because you're thinking, well, I played by the rules, right? So why am I not happy? Because again, a lot of those things are just a program, it's a function, it's something that, it's an experience, it's something being done for an end result without it being the premise of what you started with in the first place. If you're a person willing to get past your doubts, be responsible, and take care of the issues that you have, right? If you can afford something now, or you cannot afford it that you need, how do you deal with that? Do you make yourself very unhappy because maybe you have to park your car for 3 weeks? You know, are you planning to renovate your apartment and somebody's possibly, you know, holding up some money they have for you? Are you going to be flipping out about that because your girlfriend has said something that you didn't understand what she clearly meant? And are you going to flip out because, you know, you are the girlfriend and your boyfriend, you know, may have acted in a manner that you don't understand, you know? Does that destroy your happiness? You have to look at, are we squarely saying happiness is experience? Solid. Because if we're squarely saying that happiness is experience, then the people who have a checkered list, oh, I'm going to call it a bucket list, because I'm kind of older than you, right? Bucket list now, you call it bucket list, right? So, you know, you got a bucket list. Let me do this. You know, and people got their little excitement bucket list, they got the sexual bucket list, their material bucket list, they got their fun, exploration, adventure. And so you tick them all off, still not happy. You're compiling all these travel photos of 10,000 miles, still not happy. But people travel 10,000 miles and they're happy. So it's not about doing the thing. So what is it all about? It's where you start out. I mean, I guess being happy and appreciative of this creation itself, to see that whatever you think you can design out there is already designed in acceptance. You just know that for me to get up and see people walking in this reality, beautiful girls, interesting brethrens and friends who, you know, got a story, whether they tell it or they don't tell it, and the colors they wear and the cars they drive and the kind of situations they find themselves in. When I open it, I say, but this is the greatest template experience of life. All I got to do is allow it. Allow myself to accept what I can, what I cannot do, and I'll be happy. Hey.
You said one key word just a while ago, appreciate. You see me? Giving thanks. It is not that we have desire. We have desires, you know. And we think say if we achieve these desires, that make you happy. You know? Yeah. But if you don't give thanks for what you have, and when you do achieve the desires, giving thanks to the Most High. You see me? Because all good things come from the Father.
Absolutely, and
you
that, brother. Yeah, man, and that.
Because I pray a baby. What make baby happy? The little food, the little milk, you know?
There's the attention of the parents and that love, right?
Just to see mommy and daddy.
Yes.
Them just appreciate, you know? Yeah. From the baby wake up, jump up and happy and, daddy, mommy, wake up, wake up.
Because even to use your daughter as a big example, many times when we are there editing up videos and she's spending quite a lot of time with mommy. And just the few moments she get with daddy, like she just get a break and mommy said, okay, you know, spend some time with daddy for a look while I need to do this, right? Usually maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes probably the most I've ever seen your daughter around us, right? And when your wife come and say, okay, sir, let's go. This is always a problem. She don't want to go. Because in that moment, she's experienced not just the happiness that mama has, but she's experiencing papa's happiness as part of her makeup. And it's important. I'm not saying just in the external that mama is here, mama is here, papa is here. I'm saying in the context that mama and papa is present within little baby. That's a template of what I mean about the happiness. Is the happiness present as being, as nature of being, right? So that she's happy just because this is papa. She don't need no other explanation. She don't need no other reason. This is papa, that's mama, right? And so that is happiness for a child. We then later say, oh, we gotta buy the child this, buy the child toys, buy the child all these special privileges. But then, when you think about it psychologically, as we're still talking about happiness, a lot of times people do that, buy the kids these toys because they're not there. They're not really taking the time to be present and appreciating or loving the experience of being a parent. That's it. Child not saying, buy me this, buy me that. You can train them that way. And every time they get angry and upset, you spoil them with something. Goes for girlfriends, goes for boyfriends. Spoil them with indulgences, right? Starts from a child. However, if you actually just be like Big Papa here and just spend some time with his daughter and she just be all excited, and media like, you know, uncle be watching and be like, you know, I seen that. It makes me happy to see y'all happy. Because it's what it is. It's happiness. It's not like something that is restrictive. It's accepting. Hallelujah. And it's expansive. And if you allow it to be.
Yeah, man. We just give thanks for each moment. You know?
Yes,
Cause
yes.
how feel happy when somebody dead, somebody close to it dead. How feel happy. You know? We're going to grieve them, you see me? We're going to ball and miss them. We're going to miss them, you see me? Miss them presence and company and know, say, but we're going to happy to know, say, yeah, them there in eternity now.
And also, happy that we've had those maybe 30, 40, 20, 15 months of incredibly meaningful experience.
True.
That teach you, like, that still keeps you happy, right?
True.
I mean, no matter what. I mean, to see your kids grow up and become someone that is intrinsically who they are, isn't that what happiness is? Instead of just see your kids grow up to have the car and the job that you thought they should have, the boyfriend or the girlfriend you thought they should have, isn't that affecting your happiness as an older parent? That your kids are doing what you say they should not be doing, they're acting the way you think that they should not be acting? And it's not all that they are vagrants or wild or inconsistent or incredulously out of sync with reality. It's just that they're not the persona, personality or experience their parents thought. That's causing the parents to be unhappy. And that might even cause some of the children to be unhappy and then the grandchildren to be unhappy, because sometimes your kids don't want to bring their kids around you, right? Because they don't want to pick up what mama and papa is steaming about from 30 years back. Family disputes, they mess up happiness too, right?
True.
So one of the things we got to talk about is, if our experiences of happiness is about just experiences, we're going to get into trouble. But yes, we don't want to deny experiences of giving value to what is happy. So what is happy means sometimes that you just got to sit back. And something falls away, you're not happy that it falls away. But you're happy that you are here to have observed it being there, it no longer being there, and the possibility of what is to come.
We have so much things to give thanks for. Good health and strength. You see me? People in a hospital right now, I just have pray every day just for them in a good health and strength like you.
That's
and
true.
we take that for granted. If something happen to our foot and we start limp, we say, oh man, injury, pain. And we start saying, man, that's so foot important.
Yes.
But we now give thanks for the foot when no injury or no pain.
True
We
that,
now
brother.
give thanks for good health and strength. You see me?
Wise.
And when we're sick now, we are say, man, no, man, you know, we have so much things we give thanks for.
That adds to the quality of the happiness. Because then again, that's where, if you are being satisfied, then the essence of what you start out with becomes your reality. So expresses as your reality, because you start out being thankful, you know. And I'm thankful. Of a lot of things that I learned in life came from the situations that I thought were making me unhappy, but they made me able to come over onto happiness, crossing over the rivers of sorrows and see happiness, you know. And I give God thanks, because those moments, those people, those beings, I can't say enough how the interactions has caused that. And I'm sure that many of them didn't think themselves heroes by what they were sharing with me and how they were trying to preserve my sanctity, my sanity, my sense of self, and my sense of well-being. And so therefore now I come to learn that how I feel happiness is just to allow the experience to be itself, not to try to deny the negative stuff that will happen, because it will happen, but you don't have to make a mantra of getting rid of the negative if it's going to pop up again. But what you can do is learn to appreciate the visible goodness, the things that are not just visible but emotional. Because, you know, yeah, Victoria, she makes me happy, right? She brings that spirit of clarity and healing, and also self-awareness, and not perfection. That's happiness, right? I'm happy to be in her presence. I'm happy to learn from her, right? But it's not learned just because it's an intellectual premise like, oh, you know, this is good. I'm happy to share the moments, because in being present, she's being herself, I'm being myself, and the experience is growing. And see, so that's my view right now of the manifestations of happiness, just being able to appreciate, you know, that which is real, but really serves the goodness of life. And it doesn't come with a stamp or a logo on it that says, here is goodness, here is happiness. Yeah. So brothers and sisters, as we examine and look into the deeper depths of the choices we make that make us unhappy, and the choices we make that make us happy, like choosing to not try to control every aspect of your reality, your life, your experience, and allowing the Most High to lead those experiences to value. Because if God, who is the source of all, permeates all, is in all, then how can we say we are unhappy when there's only happiness in Him, where there's only love in Him? And I know some people feel that they lose their personality or the uniqueness about them if they let go. No such thing. It will only become more special and, you know, more beautiful. Because that's what happiness is. It's being able to be present with a loving state of mind, to see and appreciate everything without a preconceived notion. You know, there's love, here's love, here's love, there's love walking by, there's love blowing by, and by extension, there's happiness, here's happiness, here's happiness, there's happiness walking by, there is happiness in the atmosphere, you know? Yeah. So until next time, you know, take your time, examine the misunderstandings, the distractions, the distortions, that it's not even necessary to be a part of the argument, the reasoning, the conversation as to why you're unhappy. It doesn't even belong in it. What belongs in it is, why didn't I take 5 more minutes this morning in bed to kiss the person I wake up beside, to say, I appreciate you? Why didn't we take 5 more minutes to tell our mom that we love the fact that she came by last Thursday and brought what she brought over for us? Yeah, why didn't we? And so then, maybe, sometimes, those are the moments, well, might be more happy moments than we think. Yeah, totally, you know what I mean? To really recognize that moments like those, that you forgot to just, you know, call your girlfriend, call your husband, call your wife, call your fiance, call your children and say, I forgot to tell you that you've been the most important thing that has happened to me in this life. And that means something, because that's a reason why you feel all flushed inside, and that's one of the reasons why you get up in the morning So tell the people that you care about these things. Then I think happiness will spread a little bit more and we'll actually be able to get around all the obstacles and hurdles and come back to you. As we go, brother Ramon, any thing you wanna say in encouraging the happiness within the spirit of our followers, subscribers, and just those who we come across?
Yeah, man, just give thanks, Giving thanks so important in our life. Just look beyond the problems and realize the things that we should give thanks for. You see me? Yes, right.
That is most important. The man said it. Look, to see what are the things that are most important we should give thanks for. So that we means all of us. So then I know you're going to take it in your little box and run with the I. So yeah, the I and I should examine truly what are you doing in your life that is standing in the way, not allowing happiness or not allowing you to become the happiness you are. Until next time, this has been the Great Owl and Brother Ramon Singh right here, Reasonings at the Tree of Life, in the company of the lovely, beautiful Victoria. We give thanks. Until next time, love, blessings, happiness unto you. Remember that you're a happy gift, happy camper. Yeah? Happy husband, happy wife, happy life. Happy, happy, happy. Everybody happy. I tell you, say happy. Everybody happy. Wanna say happy. Everybody happy. Seek for happiness. Everybody happy. Seek happiness. Everybody happy. Yahuwah happy. Perfect. Let's see. Oh man.